Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Voice Acting Coaching. We have a beautiful new person here with us today, and we're gonna mess around with some new characters, some new scenes, and some new dialogue. So, my friend, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, and then we'll get started from there.
Hi everyone, my name is Kajero Pride, but everybody calls me KJ because they have a hard time pronouncing my name. I am, as you can probably see, I am a smiler. I have a habit of smiling all the time, especially when I'm nervous. But I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, born and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida. And yeah, I mean, voiceover is something that I didn't think anything about it as a younger person. It wasn't until as much as I got older that I realized, you know what, maybe that's something I should try out, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback on it, so I took a dive into it.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. We have two smilers in this room because I am also a smiler. Like, I will go whole ass days and my face hurts because I just can't stop.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love that. So, I'm going to have you perform the line of dialogue here. For folks that are a little bit more familiar with this show, you might notice that this is an extra long line. We have combined two here. So we're going to make it sort of like more interesting and in-depth and get some nitty-gritty in there. But I'm going to let you perform it, and then I'll ask you about the character and the scene you've created afterwards. So take your time. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and perform it for us.
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. There's some of these lines that are my favorites. I write them all myself, and these are a few of the ones where I'm like, yes. Like, the villain energy is so strong.
The moment I seen them, I was like, oh yeah, I have to do those.
Yes! If we can't tell, I'm a big villain person. Like, so I'm so glad when people pick lines like this, because I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So this is gonna be fun. So tell us about the character you created, their appearance, their personality, and the scene as well. Go right ahead.
So the character's name is Shanti. He's a dark elf. He has long vampire-like teeth. He also has locks, because as you can see, I have locks, so of course I created a vampire with locks.
Yes.
And it's also the cover is pointy ears. It's actually a character because I am a Dungeons and Dragons player. So it's actually a character that I created while playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I said, okay, let me bring him to life here.
Hell yeah, we are.
And I added one unique thing about him is that he has a eerie smile. Because of that, I smile a lot, but his smile is kind of like you don't know whether to smile back at him or to look away, because it's kind of like this weird guy is smiling.
Oh, I love that. Tell us a little bit about the personality. Like, give us his traits. What is he like?
So he's considered resentful. Because he harbors, he harbors bitterness between the injustice because of how he was brought up. He was brought up considered, the black sheep of his tribe, and he has a sibling that's considered, the prodigy, the golden child. So he has that, I'm in the shadow behavior, and so he's kind of, gets that cynical vibes where he's like, you know what, I'm always thinking, oh, he's always this and he's always that, and I also put that he's pragmatic. He prioritizes results over ideas. He's making hard choices to get things done, because for him, it's, my brother is not worthy. Let me take him out of the scenario because I'm the worthy one.
Yes. Ooh, I love this already. Okay. Now, what is the scene that is occurring for him to say this dialogue?
So in the scene, Shanti's actually in a fight with his older brother, or with his brother. And he's, trying to use his vampire teeth to basically take the power from his brother. So that's why they're fighting. And once he finds his opening, he lunges in and basically grabs for his neck and just starts sucking all of the energy out of him. That's where the last line came from.
I love it. Oh my gosh, this is so good. So we are TTRPG people, D&D people here. So I love that you brought like a D&D character. Yay! It's gonna be so much fun to play with because you're really gonna know a lot about this character. And you're gonna be able to be like, this is how, how he would feel in these moments and what he'd be thinking, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's gonna be a lot of fun to play with. I am excited. So I think we're gonna do just that. So what I really liked about your first performance here, without talking about the character, any notes or anything, was that you clearly have, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like, you have an understanding of the way someone is listening to you. So the way that you're reading the lines is very much me as a listener. I can hear everything you're saying. Like, there's no essence of like, hold on, wait, back up, wait, what did you, hold on. I don't need you to go faster or slower or like more enunciation. You have a very good understanding of like being clear. Which I really, really like, because sometimes that can be an issue, especially when we're working with this much dialogue. But I like that. So let's push this a little bit. I want to develop this further. So would you say that Shanti, if you had to say, like, give him a character archetype, would you say he's a villain? Or is he like an outcast or an anti-hero? What do you think?
So I would say he's a misunderstood person. So he doesn't want to be that villain type, but he's been living in the shadows so long. I feel like this is the only way that he can be known or be seen is by taking his brother out of the way, getting him out of the picture. So that way, hey guys, I'm here. I'm just as strong as him.
Okay, interesting. Okay, because that's good, because we definitely want to look from like a human perspective, where it's like, hey, we're not just like lawful evil, you know what I mean, or lawful good. We have nuances. There is a reason that we are taking the actions we're taking. So I like that, because we're giving a bit more of a human reality to him, where he is doing this because he feels like he has to, right? Like, too long has he been under the thumb of his brother, and like nobody has acknowledged him, so this is his moment to take it. And I want to play with that a little bit. What kind of feelings or emotions, adjectives, do you think he usually feels towards his brother? Like, is it a pure hate? Is it an anger? Is it like
more
disgust?
Like
what is
envious and jealousy?
Ooh.
Like, he's envious of him and he's jealous of his everything about him.
Ooh, I like that. Envious and jealousy. That's interesting, because it will coat the way you perform it, right? There's a big difference between I hate you, like with every fiber of my being, and like a pure unadulterated anger, versus like, I want what you have. They're two different goals, you know what I mean? So let's try this for a second. You are in this scene where you're fighting your brother, and you have this opportunity, this moment to finally bite him, take his essence, kill the motherfucker, and like take your rightful place. What do you think has occurred in this battle before this moment? Were you losing, and how badly?
So I would say, because of the first scene, I would feel like that he feels that his brother thought that he wasn't, worthy to show him his true strength. So he's like, you know what, you're playing me right now, so I'm finna show you my true strength, and it's gonna be too late for you by then.
Okay. I like that. So let's go into, I'm gonna have you perform it again. I want you to think about that moment before you start this dialogue. Really consider, like, for you, this is it. This is the final battle. And your brother has the fucking audacity to not even bring out his full power because you're not worth it, as far as he's concerned, right? Like, he doesn't need to go Super Saiyan because you're not, like, you are lowest of the low. So think about that for a second before you go into this dialogue, and see how it flavors and changes it a little bit, all right?
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Okay, so I want to ask you, how did that change the way you went into it this time? What did it do for you?
To me, it made me feel like, you know what, like how I was thinking, like, okay, this guy is not really taking me serious right now. So it's kind of like a little bit of anger towards it as well.
Yeah, exactly, right? And it fully changed your first 3 words. Sometimes the hardest parts can be our transitions between our sentences, like, oh, come now, because it's not like you're not saying a meaning, right? You're not trying to get a point across. This is it's almost like an inflection tone. So those can be really difficult. This context fully made that stick out. Like that, oh, come now. I could feel your energy being like, dude, my God, fight me. And I loved it because the first time around, it was a bit more like, come on, give me your true power. I'm waiting. And this time it was like, give it to me. I swear to God. And I love that because you're right. A little bit of that anger. The tension starts to build. It's already started to build when you start this sentence because he's already looking down on you. And so I like that we're going in with a little bit of tension already built. So let's build this out a little bit more. I want to take a pause between after you say, I guess I'll simply have to take it, and before you say, I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips, right? Originally, 2 separate lines, we have molded them together. I want to take a pause there where during that pause, in between those 2 sentences, is where you get the bite off. So I'll simply have to take it, rarg, you bite him, take as much time as you need to live in that revelry, and then continue as if you just lifted off of his neck or wherever you bit or whatever. And then this is you living and breathing in the energy you just took for that second half. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, when you're ready, give it to us.
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Yeah, there it is. I loved it. And I loved the vocal reaction that came out where you're like, that was so good. Oh my gosh. Did that feel a little different for you? Were you able to take that pause and switch it up?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was able to thinking about that helped me switch it into getting to the other line.
Yes, and I think it makes it a lot more smooth, and we are following your course of action. So what I want to do then is, because we have this switch moment, I want to make our front half and our second half way more defined. So that way when you switch, it's such a big switch that the audience is going, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That kind of thing is occurring because they're like, what do you mean? What is happening? Oh my God. So for this first half, let's assign an emotion to it. It might be a little weird because we are nuance of people, and I'm going to ask you to do one emotion and one emotion only. It's not quite going to be right, but I want to make this very obvious. So for this first half, let's go straight anger. This first half is anger, it's hatred, it's violence, it's, passion. That's all it is. No other thought processes. Your second half is going to be pure, ecstasy, relief, right? You're enjoying whatever is happening. You're satisfied, just over the moon. And we're gonna make those 2 very specific. Nothing else comes into them. So it's okay if you're doing it and you're like, I don't like this. That's okay. We're just gonna give it a go. All right?
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Beautiful. Okay, so this made that transition point super clear. Because that first half we were like, oh, he's gonna kill him. Oh, he's gonna kill him. And then the second half we were like, okay, all right, I guess he killed him, okay. Like it was, suddenly we were on two different planes, and the more that we can create that dynamic flip, the more interesting it will be to the audience. Now I wanna hear from your point of view, how did it feel trying to go with like just one emotion on each side? What were the drawbacks? What were the payoffs, etc., etc.?
I mean, it made me feel more into, the first part of, how he was feeling, but also trying to control that anger so that way I don't sound like I'm too angry, like just, but it came out better than I was expecting, better than how I expected it to come out when I said it.
Yeah, it was interesting version of him because it was kind of felt almost like he was releasing something that has been pent up and he's been holding for so long. And I kind of want to push it more. Because from what I'm hearing so far, you have a great performance tendency and you really have a good grasp on like, I'm giving you an emotion and you're doing the emotion, which can be a really hard thing to do. So what I want to do is I want to push it. I want you to go so far, like how you were talking, I don't want to be too angry. This time around, I don't want you to leave anything on the floor. I want it to be like you are the angriest person on the planet. If you are not angry enough, I will make you do it again. So like, I want you to give me everything you have in this first half. Don't do the second half. Just do the first and give me all of the anger that you can muster. Take your time, feel it out, but whenever you're ready, go for it.
Oh, come now! I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it.
Yes, okay.
I hear my dogs in the background going
That's
crazy.
okay. The dogs were like, too angry. Oh my goodness. No, that's what I wanted to see, was the forcefulness that comes with that pure anger. I want us to keep that forceful, pushing, punching style of energy, even if you take away some of that anger, right? It's possible to keep that momentum, that ferocity, even if you feel like you're keeping a lid on it. But I really liked that, and there's something I was trying to see if pushing you to the anger side would do, and it did kind of do it a little bit, and we're gonna try it again because I want to see if I get it to do it more. The very last sentence, I guess I'll simply have to take it. What are you taking from him?
Probably everything from his perspective. His limelight, his power, his way of being. He wants everything.
Beautiful. What do you think you want the most from him? One thing.
His power.
His power. So when you do this again, that's the only thing you're taking. Everything else he has, fuck it. You can build a reputation. You can build a status. You can build something better than he's ever been able to do in his life. What you want is the power. So I want you to be very specific and focus in on that when you do this. We're gonna do the first half alone again. When you do this first half, whether it's super angry, whether there's a lid on it, whether it's forceful, I don't care. I just want you to know that the one thing you want is the power. And you better fucking take it from him. Because if you don't take it now, you're never getting it. So I'm gonna have you perform it again and take a moment and just know that like, I'm getting this. And I want you to have that ferocity of you are taking it right here, right now. no matter what. And then when you feel like you're there, give it another shot.
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it.
There it is. There it is. Let's go. Okay. Because what you said, whether you meant to or not, was I want his power. Guess what word is in the fucking line? Power. Right? So when you got to that, all of a sudden it went from, I only wanted to taste your true power. Like, and even when you were angry, it's like, well, that's all I wanted was a taste of your true power. There's a bit of indignant brother coming out where it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you. Right? There's a bit of that in the anger originally. And now that we have honed in that what you want, the only thing you will rip from your brother's throat is power. Once you got to that word, all of a sudden, like I could see it on your face. I heard it in your voice. All of a sudden you went, I want the fucking power. Like, it's just all of it came out at once and it was beautiful. Well done. Yes. And the other thing with this last sentence, I want to try it again. I want you to change the emphasis a little bit here. There's nothing wrong with the way you're doing it, but I think it'll give you a bit more of a like punching, forceful edge to this front half if you end it in a different way. Right now, the way you're performing it is, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I want you to put that that you did on power, that emphasis, that energy, that gurgle, and put it into take. So change it to, I guess I'll simply have to take it. Like, emphasize that T, that K, that it, right? As if you are literally taking it right then and there. And I want to see that emphasis combined with your emphasis that you just did on power, and I think you'll have a really strong front line here.
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it.
Yes, that's what we wanted. Beautiful. Well done. And the reason why, again, that I think these two emphasis points are really important is because you are starting, you're ending that first sentence with a big punch, and you're ending your last sentence with a big punch. And I think they correlate really well. How have these different versions and different emphasizing of things and making sure that you very specifically are looking for power, how does it feel on your end? What feels good? What feels like it needs to be changed, etc.?
I mean, it all feels good. It helps me realize, how to bring the character more to life with, putting emphasis on certain words instead of making it sound like, just a straight read through. So it sounds good. I like it.
Amazing. I'm glad. So we're going to do this exact thing. If the emphasization is helping, we're going to do it with the second half now. So this second half, right, is after you've taken what we have now defined as the power. It's after you've taken it from him. Whether it's fully gone, whether you still have to fight a battle, I don't care about that. That's too much information that we don't need. You have taken the first victory. You've taken the first blood, so to speak, puns. And that is enough for you to be ecstatic with what you have gained. So, how do I want to do this? I want to have you perform the second half first, and then I want to talk a little bit about it because I think there's an area that I want to get specific with, but we'll see after. So go ahead and perform just the second half for me.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Okay, so these are the notes I want to hit. If you had to choose, I'm going to make you do it this time. If you had to choose which words in this last half you think should be the most emphasized, it can be one, it can be multiple, however many you think, what words would you pick as the most important? These need to be emphasized.
I would say pain,
Okay.
delicious, and blood.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you do it again. I want you to hit those 3 with as much energy, and I don't want to say ferocity, right? Because that's gonna lean us towards anger. In this moment, you're not angry anymore. You are very excited. So I don't want to attach an emotion to it, but I do want you to emphasize specifically those 3 words that you chose. Blood, pain, delicious, right? Those are the most important ones in this entire half, and they need to stand out. So whatever that means to you. When you're ready, give it a shot. Let's see where we stand with that.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Okay, well done. So I'll make a note in a second, but I want to check in with you. Did it feel like those were the right words for you to emphasize? Do you feel like you need to take some away or add some? What do you think?
I think I should take blood out, because blood didn't sound right when I emphasized it.
Okay, then we take blood out.
Now I feel like pain and delicious stays in.
Okay.
But I also feel like sad. It's like the last 3, the pain, sadness, delicious of what he's feeling.
Okay, so this is fun because it correlates to my note. You are spot on. There are, depending on who you are as a person and how you perform things, you can emphasize whatever you want, right? It'll be however it feels natural to you. But usually we have a thing in writing, in English, where we as people like things in 3s. We really, really like things in 3s. So anytime you see something that's like blank, 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 and blank, and blank, blank, or blank, any pair of 3 words that seem like they fit with each other are almost always your emphasis words. And that is exactly what you clocked here, was you were like, blood doesn't feel like it fits, and I feel like I need to do pain, sadness, delicious. And you're right, because those are 3 adjectives that are all describing exactly what it tastes like. So those are the words that I think will be the best for you to emphasize here. The other note that I wanted to make was, there's an emphasis that a lot of us do when we are not doing an angry, forceful emotion. When we're doing angry and forceful and we emphasize, we tend to either yell the words, or we do what you did beautifully for power and take it, was where you do what I call eating the words, which is where you do all of the consonant sounds and you're like, power and take it, like that. And it was gorgeous. So we tend to do that for anger. When we're not angry, it can be really hard to emphasize a word because we're like, all right, how do I make this word important without yelling? And so the thing that most people tend to do is we elongate them. We make them longer. We hold them a lot longer than the rest of our words. That's not a bad thing. In fact, we can use that to our advantage. And the way that you were emphasizing was doing exactly that, right? You were holding them and dragging them out a little bit. Here's what I want to offer. I think it would be really interesting if in this drag, we make it a bit more like a melody, a bit more musical. When you emphasize delicious, right? You did this beautiful thing where you went delicious, where you went da 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 with your voice. Delicious. So when we're emphasizing and we're dragging those words, if it feels unnatural, that's okay. We won't do it next time. But for this time around, try and give me a little bit of that like soft roller coaster. Like go a little up and down, give me a little bit of melody, a little bit of grooving, a little bit of smoothness. And whether that means literally, like delicious, or whether it's an energy and a vibe for you is fine. But do your best attempt at it. This one's a little weird, this one's a little abstract. But I want to try it. So those 3 words are your emphasis. And when you feel like you've got a good grip, you can do that second half for us.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Ooh, that was gorgeous on Pain. I don't know how you did that vocal flip, but you did a very pretty, like, pain. That was really good. That was like Baldur's Gate Asterion level. I love that. How did that feel for you? Did it feel too technical, like you were trying to make it sound away, or what do you think?
No, I mean, if anything, it came out more villainous.
I love that. Talk to me a little bit about that. Why do you think it came out more villainous?
I don't know. It's like usually when you hear villains talk, they have that a lot when they're talking, like, come now, or I want it. Like they're always doing a little up and down. So
Yes. You're fully right? Like a lot of villains will do that, especially like stereotypical vampire. It's really right. Like they're really like with their words. You know what? Let's fuck around and find out. It's gonna be too much. I want you to dial that up to 1,000,000. Like, way more than should be happening. And I want you to do it for the entirety of the second half of the line. Make it weird. Make it nasty. Do, like, weird vocal inflections that don't work. I want you to go crazy, all right? Go for it.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Oh my gosh. How did that feel to you?
That felt fun.
I love going crazy because if you let yourself go too much, then you know where to pick and pull, right? To get the performance that you want and be like, okay, I want it here, but not here, and here, but not here. And I loved this. I actually think this was really good for your first line, for the I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips, because this is a weird line, right? Even if you're a vampire, that's some weird shit to say. Like, so we have this, when we go to perform it, we're like, all right, we know we're like satisfied. We know we're like excited about it. We know we like it, but how do I say this weird Dracula gothic thing in a way that makes contextual sense to me? And I think when you did it over the top, like too crazy, somehow your brain was like, yeah, a crazy person would say this. This is right. And it made it really, really cool to listen to. So I want to channel that for a second. You don't have to go as crazy if you don't want to, and you don't have to keep that up for the entirety of the second half. But for this first sentence, I want you to take a moment before you start it and genuinely put yourself in a place of like, I'm not just happy, I'm not just excited, I'm like a motherfucker who just took the best drugs on the planet. And like, these are, you know what I mean? Like, this is wine, this is whatever it is to you, this is like from the heavens, like it's incredible. This is everything you've ever wanted. And for a vampire, it's blood, it's power. But for you, it might be something else. I don't know, and I'm not gonna ask you. But I want you to know what it is. And so that way, when you say this line, don't think of it in the context of like flavor of your blood on my lips. Think of it in the context of like, man, I love this flavor of Gatorade. Like that kind of energy. So whatever that favorite thing is for you, food, drink, whatever, take a moment to remember what it tastes like, and then do that first line, genuinely exclaiming to the world that like, oh my God, this is the best flavor. And you can continue with the second half. Let's see what that does to it whenever you're ready.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Oh, I love this. The cool ways that this is changing every time you do it is so much fun. Oh my gosh. I really love, you're hitting the ending line, you're hitting the ending word delicious perfectly. Like, I believe it every time you say it. I'm like, I bet it is. I bet it is. I love it. So, and I love the inflection changes you're doing on pain and sadness. I wanna mess with it a little bit. When you say, I can taste every pain and every sadness, for a second, I want you to actually like imagine that you are feeling that. So when you say, I can taste every pain, as you say the word pain, it is painful. As you say the word sadness, it is sad. And that way when you get to delicious, now it's delicious. So take us through those emotions when you do those two so that we get the payoff at the ending, okay?
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Ooh, yes. Okay. That made that, the it's delicious now has the effect that I'll simply have to take it has. Where in our first half, we were like, power, and then a sentence, and then power, right? What it's done here is it's really given the delicious, like, because we're listening to you be like, oh, we're in pain. Oh, we're sad. And then when you're excited for delicious, we're like, oh, ooh, don't like that. Ooh. And it really gives this like beautiful moment. I want to do what we did before, where I want you to push for pain and sadness as far as it can go. So when you do pain and you feel that pain, really give it to me. Over the top. I want to be able to like cringe from you saying that word. Like I want to be like, ooh. And when you do sadness, really go there and be like, oh, this is the saddest thing like I've ever felt in my life. And it's okay if that slows down the sentence, right? It's okay if you get to pain and you give me this really pain and you need to breathe before you do that sad, and you need to breathe before you do the delicious, this is delicious. It's okay if it does that. You can take your time. I just really want to feel it to the max. So whenever you're ready, go for it with that second half with that in mind.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Yes, I want it further though. You gotta hit me stronger than that, all right? Because that line is now becoming where we think you might change your ways. If you can hit pain and sadness strong enough, we're going, oh, he's recognizing that his brother does have pains, and his brother does get sad, and his brother doesn't hate him. And then when you get to delicious, we're like, oh, nope, he's gone. He's a villain. Okay. Right? So that's really, really cool. But we have to hit it so hard in order for that to resonate. So go for it again and genuinely, like, way more than you think you should. Even if it feels cartoonish and outlandish, hit that pain as like, oh, fuck, you deal with this? And hit that sadness as like, oh my God, right? Like, give us the emotional impact, okay?
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Yes, okay. That was much, much stronger. I want to see how much we can fuck with this because I know you've got more in you and I'm gonna string it out. I want it to be so intense. So here's what we're gonna do. I want you, when you get to pain, I want you to go like anime style, video game style, like comic book, like pain, like that kind of energy. It's gonna be funny, it's gonna be silly, it's not actually gonna be emotional, but I want you to give me like you just got punched in the face or in the chest or whatever, and give me that style of reaction with it. And we're gonna play with that first. So try that for the second half.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
There it is. All right, so that pain, I'll ask you before I say it, does it feel weird and like it's way too much?
A little bit, yeah, it does. But it also feels like it matches at the same time.
That's the territory we live in as actors, especially voice actors, is if you are not giving me a performance that makes you go, I think that was a little too much, it's not enough. You always want to feel like it was a little too much. Always. Always, always, always. So I'm going to tell you to do it even more. I want you to hit that pain like, oh my God, you just got all your bones shattered. There goes a limb. Like, really take it. Take that hit in pain. All right? Even if you have to give me if you have to add extra whatever you need to do, just give it to me, okay?
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
More than that, I'm gonna make you do it again. I want you to get hit, all right? Pretend it's not even a word. I want to hear the in the middle of that pain. Do it again, you got it.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
There it is. That was a strong one. And I'm sure it feels like, what the fuck, man? But but it's there. That's where I want the intensity to be. Now we're gonna shift to sadness for a second. Intensity in sadness is weird because sadness usually for a lot of people is like losing all of that intensity, right? It's kind of falling into yourself. It's a bit of like closing off. So I'm gonna let you try and figure this one out a little bit. This might take a little playing. I'm gonna ask you to focus on sadness this time. Give me what you think would be the embodiment of like that intense sadness, the way that you just did way too much pain. And we'll see it, give it a shot. I'll talk to you about it afterwards and see what we think of it. So whenever you're ready, try and give it to this.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Okay. Describe to me what intense sadness, what were you going for?
I don't know, it's kind of like almost about to cry, but not really about to cry.
Okay. Where does that place live in you? Does it make your voice go softer? Does it make you tense your jaw? Like, what does it do physically?
Yeah, it makes my voice go softer.
Okay. It sounds like maybe it brings it a little lighter as well, like a little bit higher in your range. I think we want to focus on that. Sometimes when we have a difficulty trying to pinpoint like an emotion or the intensity of emotion or a feeling or stuff, we can help get there when we focus on the physical aspects of it. So, right, like if this was a crying scene, I would tell you to cry because that's where you would find it. But because we don't quite want that, I think we want to find that medium physically of where that sadness could be. So definitely keep with that softness. When you do sadness and you're in this softness place, give it to me almost as a whisper. Like, it's so soft and so, like, a sadness almost that you're like, I don't want to say the word, right? Like that kind of thing where you're like, I don't want to say sadness. Try that for this version whenever you're ready.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
Beautiful. I want to go for it even more. So give me a bit of, what's the best way I can put this? Oh, when you do sadness, literally go into like a vacant stare moment. Like you are seeing something off in the distance almost, and you're not here right now. Like it's a sadness, right? Like you're picturing something, you're seeing it, you're experiencing it. And then come back to the space of the moment when you get to delicious. So it's like a sadness. It's delicious, right? You're back here. See if that works for you. Try and embody that a little bit. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious.
There it is. That's where we're going from. Did that feel different to you at all? Can you feel where it's placed differently?
Definitely did.
Okay. What does that feel like in comparison to what we were trying earlier?
So it's kind of like it gives it more of a pain feeling, like, you know, when you lost the words and you just stare into space. Yes. That, I think, and it resonates really well, because I think that's exactly what you're doing. And because you're doing it sort of physically, it allows it to come across vocally, and we can see it. Whereas normally we can't see you perform. I can see it as you are speaking in that way because you're doing it. I really like that. What I'm gonna say is, and this is what I've been saying the whole time, turn it up to 50 bajillion. All the way. For pain, for sadness, for everything. And then when you come back to the space, you come back to us for It's Delicious, really turn on the villain. You've gone full, I am the BBEG. I am the villain. Absolutely no one beats me. That's your moment to turn it on, is the It's Delicious. Like to the point where if you fucking evil laugh after, that would be appropriate, right? Like you don't need to, but that is the energy. So this last sentence for I can taste every pain, every sadness, it's delicious, heighten it up to as far as it can go. So that way pain is painful, sadness is vacant and gone. And then when you're back, I am the evil villain. Give me this one more time for the second half. Let's go. You can do this. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious!
Yay! That was awesome! Oh my gosh! Did that feel good on your end?
Yes, felt really good.
Yay! Okay, is there anything that you want to work on, or want to try, whether it's with this character, or I get this comment a lot, or I have trouble doing this, in our last couple minutes here?
So you know how like most people say, you know, I have a warm voice, or I have a soft voice, or, you know, I have a squirgy voice, or yes. I don't know what my voice sounds like to other people.
I see. If I honestly, okay, so there's a category called the everyday man. It's actually a category that I am in as well, on the lady side. And that's probably where I'd put your vocal, your, like, how you sound, which is just to say that you sound like somebody we'd all meet on the street and we'd all be friends with, right? That is just the way that you sound. There are some people, you know, that are the deep voiced nature documentary, like, narrators. No. And you can tell them off the bat. There are some people, you know, that are the high pitched little girly fun girl, right? And they all have different vocal types. Most of us sit in the natural everyday man, which honestly means that if you focus on the acting specifically, because a lot of people, when they get into voice acting, the trouble they have is they want a voice, right? They're like, I want to be the super low guy or the really high one or the whatever. I want to be able to do these voices. And so they'll focus on voices. When you sit in a place that we sit, which is the everyday man, what you want to focus on is the acting. Because your voice is already so approachable and relatable and friendly to everybody listening that if your acting becomes, like, really, really good, then you don't need all the fancy voices because we already like your voice. So that's personally what I would say. If you ever get somebody who tells you different, by all means listen to them. But that's where I would place you. Anything else? I know you said you didn't have anything to try. Everything good on your end?
Yeah, I mean, what we went through, I like it a lot because compared to how I first read it by myself before we got on the call to what we did now, I mean, I'm loving it.
Yay! I'm so glad. Well, to close us out, I'm going to have you reintroduce yourself to the people. If you have any links that you want them to follow you on, you're welcome to give them. You don't have to. And then when you're done, I will have you perform the whole line, taking into consideration everything we've done, and just give us your best performance that you've got. All right, so to start us off, remind the people who you are and where they can find you.
My name is Kajero Pride, aka KJ. My Instagram is KJPride_VO. I also have my LinkedIn, Kajero Pride. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Whenever you're ready, give us the best performance you've got.
Oh, come now. I only wanted a taste of your true power. But if you're not willing to give it to me, I guess I'll simply have to take it. I adore the flavor of your blood on my lips. I can taste every pain, every sadness. It's delicious!
Yay! Well done! That was amazing! All right, everybody, that is the end of our episode. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, goodbye!